Hey guys, Tanks here. This time we're taking a look at a non-indie game. Today we're talking about the newly released quote-unquote free game that was announced at E3, but it's really just a demo for the sequel to Before the Storm, and it's called The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. So, for those of you that don't know, Before the Storm is a narrative adventure game that revolves around walking around and looking at stuff. These games aren't for everyone, but they have been doing really well in recent years. Instead of focusing on mechanics, they focus primarily on stories, characters, plot, and overall atmosphere. Each area is littered with interactable objects that all serve the purpose of being puzzle pieces you can use for figuring out exactly what's going on in the story and the motives behind the characters' actions. These puzzle pieces can also be more literal puzzle pieces that are used to progress through the game itself or to unlock secrets you might otherwise miss. Now, for the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit, you play as a young boy whose life has been recently thrown into some turmoil with the sudden passing of your mother in a hit-and-run incident, which has also greatly impacted your father and turned him into a bitter, alcoholic shell of his former self. The drinking then resulted in your father losing his job and subsequently losing the family home, so now you find yourself on the other side of town in what seems to be the worst house on the block. The game delivers this information to you via conversations with your father, pieces of monologue from the main character that are brought on by checking out items around him that evoke memories, as well as through various letters and news clippings you can find scattered throughout the home. The entire demo takes place within the confines of the home and its yard, but the areas are detailed and dense enough that I never felt like I was stuck in some tiny, minuscule world throughout my playtime. The writing is pretty solid, and the process of uncovering details of these characters' lives through investigating objects and having conversations is engaging. The player is also presented with choices to make throughout the game. However, at least as far as this demo goes, the choices didn't seem to have any real impact on the events, and only some minor impact on the course of the conversations themselves. I played through the demo twice and chose different options whenever I could on my second playthrough, and it didn't really make much of a difference. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, and I do understand the limitations of branching stories. In general, decision points are more an illusion of choice that help the player to associate with the characters and create a personal connection. Anyway, the art itself was really nice. The art direction and the how different shots were lined up, it was really nice, and it helped to tell a compelling story. And like I said, I did enjoy the writing, and I appreciated that they approached the topic practically, instead of using a heavy-handed style like you'd see in anime or JRPG, where everything is over-explained and made cheaper by that. The voice acting, however, was just kind of okay, in my opinion. Not great, but not bad or distracting either. But overall, I'd say I enjoyed my time playing through the demo. I particularly enjoyed the use of the main character's imagination in order to create supernatural scenes and moments out of ordinary events. However, I think I was hoping for a bit more extraordinary imaginative moments, but I imagine there would be quite a lot more in the full-length game. The puzzles themselves were mostly just finding the right items in the house to interact with different objects and items. However, twice in the demo, you needed a number to unlock something, once to unlock a phone, the other time a combo lock, and neither time did the number required seem to be provided anywhere. I actually had to Google the answers to those, and even after knowing the right answer, they still didn't make much sense. Hot dog? What? But other than those times, the solutions were all relatively obvious and were more about just finding the item itself than trying to figure out how an item could possibly be useful. This can be a problem in adventure games where the solutions to the puzzles just make no sense at all. But that wasn't really the case with Captain Spirit. Anyway, that's about all I have for now, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.